You're probably overthinking this. You sold stuff on eBay, or did freelance work, or walked some dogs for cash. Now you're thinking, do I owe tax? Will HMRC come after me? Relax, you're probably fine. The £1,000 trading allowance says, if you made less than £1,000 from side hustles this year, HMRC doesn't care. You owe nothing. Don't even tell them. But if you made more than £1,000, you need to know the rules. That's where people get into trouble. The simple version, how it works. HMRC gives you £1,000 of free income every year from side hustles. Tax-free, no questions. £900 selling Etsy candles. Keep it, don't report it. £750 tutoring. Yours, HMRC doesn't care. £850 dog walking. Tax-free, move on. Remember, it's what you earned, not kept after expenses. Made £900 selling candles, spent £300 on wax. HMRC only cares about the £900. Under £1,000. What happens over £1,000? Made £1,500. Register with HMRC by October 5th next year. Then choose allowance, deduct £1,000. Pay tax on the rest. Expenses, deduct what you spent. Pay tax on what's left. Pick whichever saves more. £2,000 earned, £150 spent. Allowance wins. Pay tax on £1,000. £3,000 earned, £2,200 spent. Expenses win. Pay tax on £800. Simple. The bit where people get confused. You made £700 on eBay, £600 on Etsy, £400 dog walking. You think, great, under £1,000 on each, I'm fine. Wrong. £1,000 allowance for everything. £700 plus £600 plus £400 equals £1,700. Over, register, 5 platforms or 5 jobs. Add it all up. Over £1,000? You're in HMRC's system. What actually counts as trading? Clearing wardrobes, selling old clothes? Not trading. Buying from charity shops, fixing up, selling for profit? Trading. Old iPhone? Not trading. Buying, refurbishing, flipping iPhones? Trading. Babysitting, dog walking, tutoring, freelancing? All trading. Doing it for money equals probably trading. Universal credit warning on UC. Different rules, report actual income and expenses to them. The £1,000 allowance doesn't apply to UC. Might not owe HMRC, but still tell UC everything. 2027 changes. April 2027. Easier for £1,000 to £3,000 earners. Simplified online system instead of full self-assessment. £1,000 allowance stays the same. Should you register under £1,000? Usually no, but huge expenses? £900 earned, £1,500 spent? Register to claim the loss. Need income proof? Mortgages want tax returns. Pension, paying NI helps state pension. Most people under £1,000 enjoy tax-free income. Don't overcomplicate. The mistakes everyone makes, it's £1,000 profit. Nope, it's what you earned before costs. Made £1,200, spent £300, still over. Trying to use allowance and expenses. Pick one. No records. Keep basic records in case HMRC asks later. Forgetting platform fees. If Vinted takes 15% before paying, add it back. Multiple thousands of pounds. One allowance total, not per platform. Stop stressing. Made less than £1,000, tax-free, no paperwork, done. Made more? Register by October 5th. Pick allowance or expenses, whichever saves tax. Multiple hustles, add them up. One allowance. On UC, report real numbers to them. That's it. No accountant needed unless you're earning serious money. Still confused? Drop your question in the comments. If this saved you hours of Googling, hit like and subscribe. We break UK tax into plain English. No jargon, no confusion. Thanks for watching. Now stop worrying and get back to earning. What income qualifies for the trading allowance? The allowance covers self-employment, freelancing, small businesses, casual services, babysitting, gardening, tutoring, selling online, eBay, Etsy, Vinted, hiring out equipment, and miscellaneous side hustle income. What doesn't qualify? Income from your employer, partnership income, income from a company you control, rent-a-room scheme income, separate allowance. If you're clearing out your wardrobe selling old clothes, HMRC doesn't consider that trading. It's personal disposal. The allowance doesn't apply because you're not trading, but regularly buying items to resell for profit, that's trading. Then allowance rules apply. Multiple income sources. One allowance. People think £800 on eBay and £700 on Etsy, so I get £1,000 for each. Wrong. You get one £1,000 allowance, total covering all trading income combined. £800 plus £700 equals £1,500 total. You're over £1,000. Register and report. Multiple side hustles. Tutoring £600 plus dog walking £500 plus freelancing £400 equals £1,500 total. One allowance. Over the threshold. Universal credit exception. If you claim universal credit, ignore the trading allowance for UC purposes. Universal credit calculates your income differently. You must report your actual income and actual expenses. The £1,000 allowance doesn't reduce your UC income. This catches people out. They think my income is covered by the allowance, so I don't need to tell UC. Then they get overpayment demands when UC finds out. For UC, report the real numbers. For HMRC, use the allowance if it saves tax. The 2027 changes. What's coming? In March 2025, HMRC announced a major change starting in the 2027/28 tax year. The £1,000 allowance itself isn't changing, but the reporting threshold is increasing to £3,000. From April 2027, if your gross trading income is between £1,000 and £3,000, you won't need to file a full self-assessment return. Instead, there'll be a simplified online system to declare and pay any tax owed. This affects an estimated 300,000 people who will no longer need full tax returns. But until April 2027, the current rules apply. Over £1,000 equals register and file. Making tax digital, MTD, and the allowance, from April 2026, anyone with self-employment or property income over £50,000 must comply with Making Tax Digital for income tax. That means keeping digital records and submitting quarterly updates to HMRC using compatible software. If you're using the trading allowance because your income is under £1,000 or even £3,000, MTD doesn't apply to you. You're too small. But if your side hustle grows beyond £50,000, then you'll need accounting software from April 2026 onwards should you register even if you're under £1,000. Sometimes yes. If your expenses exceed £1,000, register voluntarily and claim expenses instead of the allowance. Example, you earn £950 but spent £1,200 on stock. Using the allowance gets £950 tax-free. Drop your questions in the comments. If this explanation helped you understand your tax obligations properly, hit that like button and subscribe for more UK tax breakdowns with no jargon and no confusion. Just what you actually need to know. Thanks for watching. Stay compliant.